This is Mesquite on the Nevada-Arizona border beneath the Golden Butte Wilderness. A classic town of the American West. Safe, prosperous, nothing ever happens here. But Mesquite is the town Stephen Paddock called home. It's where he assembled his arsenal. It's where he planned the taking of so many lives. So what does this place tell us about who the killer was and why he did what he did? The argument raging in America is not just about owning guns. That's a given. It's about owning the types of guns that can kill 59 people in a matter of minutes. Paddock bought some of his killing machines here at Guns and Guitars. No one inside would speak to us on camera. Passers-by are in shock, yet believe not much can be done. Why allow people to buy these things?
Guns?
Effectively submachine guns. That's crazy, isn't it?
It's insane.
So why don't you stop it?
Stop it? But how do we stop it?
Well, you say, okay, you pass a law.
What law?
You can't
You can only have a rifle? You don't think you can pick people off with a rifle? You know what happens in Britain? They stab each other.
Yes, they do.
Well, they do.
Yes,
they
absolutely.
Stab each other.
But a knife.
So there's 50 people dead, which is
but a knife, Sean, is a way less effective way of killing lots of people. You have a nutter who goes nuts, paranoid schizophrenic. He can stab. He can kill one or two people.
One or two,
and then he's in trouble.
What about a car?
A car that can happen, but that's less
what
effective.
If you run people over with a car?
This was where Paddock lived. Not a young, radicalized zealot, but a wealthy, semi-retired real estate investor. None of his neighbors would speak to us on camera, but one did tell us that since he moved to the town 2 years ago, she'd seen him only twice. Another, that he was a stranger to his own cul-de-sac. We've been asking around town, and what's striking about Stephen Paddock is the absence of interaction with the community here. It's almost as if he set out deliberately to keep his footprint in this community as small and as limited as possible. The one thing he did do in town was gamble. He played video poker at $100 a bet. His girlfriend believed he was a kind and thoughtful man. There is no narrative, nothing about this man that we yet know, which leads to what happened on Sunday.
We will endure the pain together and overcome together as Americans.
In the town where he lived without trace, they watched the president express his condolences to the victims. The gun lobby has now accepted the need for some controls on accessories that make guns more lethal. But does anyone here favor stricter controls on guns themselves?
I want to have the freedom to own a gun, to hunt with it, and if I need to protect my family and myself. I don't want the criminal to be the only one that has a weapon, okay?
In America, people who own guns tend to own a lot of them. They're politically organized, sure of their own convictions. They're also grounded in America's founding myths of faith, freedom, and frontier. The right to bear arms is carved into the American soul. The battle over guns is about where you draw the lines, about which weapons are permitted and which are not. And it's a fault line that runs so deep, it could tear America apart. Mike Young is a conservative commentator in the local paper. He believes there are loopholes in gun laws that need tightening, but is wary of strict controls on automatic weapons. Do you have a gun yourself?
Yes, I do.
What have you got?
I have a shotgun, I have a .22 pistol, I have a .38 pistol, and I have a .22 rifle. 4 guns.
What do you need 4 guns for? I mean, you live next to a golf course.
It almost seems like it's in your DNA to have a gun.
Do you feel that the culture of gun ownership is in some way responsible for enabling what Stephen Paddock did?
I definitely think you're right. You're correct. The culture does allow that.
Then why not change it?
Cultures are extremely difficult to change, and especially when you have a a very strong minority who would resist it, perhaps with violence. When you try to take people's guns, that would be the point where you would have a terrible conflict. I'm not sure, I can't believe the conservative gun owners could possibly win, but there would be just a total breakdown in America and America's society.
And is that why people like you want to have guns?
Yes,
In case of trouble ahead?
yes.
In case, and this sounds fantastical, case almost of civil war?
I think we're probably closer to it than we have been, at least in my lifetime.
Not one person we met in the town where Paddock lived was in favour of stricter gun control. The brutal truth is that here, most accept that blood is part of America's contract with guns. The killer may not have been part of this town, but what he was, and what he did, was very much part of America.